Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay.
What's going down, gamblers around the world? It's the coach here representing Brothas N Bets, and we are here. We are back, and I'm joined by the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. I'm in the Super Bowl right now. Big game, big practice tonight. Big game Sunday. Yeah. Mr. Marley Bets. Marley, what's going down with you?
No, fuck these niggas.
SBO, what it do, man? Say, man, hey, we ain't been here in a minute, but if you've been paying attention, like we always say, and we full of energy right now. But if you've been paying attention, like if you're following, like we say, follow. I can't speak to Marley. I don't have his plays up right now, but I know for a fact college football last week, I went 4-1 on my plays with Florida State first half, aided, Tennessee aided, LSU aided. Baylor was the only slip up, but then I aided again with TCU. Now, but on this NFL action though, hold up. Hold up. I know I went 2-0. Marley, I think you went 3-0?
3-0.
3-0. And if we want to talk about the week before, I think we did pretty good the week before too. Hold on. Let's see. Week 9, you said, I don't know.
Maybe not.
Jaguars money line, that didn't hit. The Titans.
Oh no, that hit.
Jaguars won week 9?
Yeah, Jaguars hit that day. Yes, they did. Hold on, let me go to it. I'm gonna put it up.
Okay, because I know I took the bike. I went 3-1 in NFL week 9 too. I went Vikings first half, that hit, but they didn't cover. Buccaneers money line hit, and the Ravens money line hit, and the Ravens was an underdog again. You took the Ravens money line, that hit.
Titans 27-20. Jaguars won. They beat the Raiders.
Okay, yeah. And then the Titans, didn't they cover that 13?
They did cover. That was Sunday night against the Chiefs. Yeah.
So you in the last couple of NFL back-to-back weeks, undefeated, 6-0, damn near 7-0. I went 5-1. So we eating right now. We haven't been here, but we here. So we full of energy. We ready to get these NFL and these college football plays. So we appreciate everybody tuning in. We about to get back on our shit. My high school football season is over with. I'm coaching basketball, but that ain't gonna get in the way. Marley, last game this weekend, so we about to be back in effect, and we got college basketball going down too. But first, before we get into it, I just want to say two things real quick. Today's the homegoing anniversary of my boy DeAndre George, aka Dre Day, one of the hardest mothers I knew growing up with. He, every time I thought of him, I always thought of the word bar none because he wasn't scared of nothing. Rest in peace, my brother. And some tragic news yesterday.
Hold up, why were you doing that? Because D Jones was like a couple days ago.
D Jones' birthday day was a couple of days ago. Rest in peace to D Jones, neighborhood terror, one of the fastest cats that I knew growing up in Mo City. And then yesterday, tragic news, my boy Jake, aka 10 Pistols, his life was taken yesterday, during the car break-in, man. So I just want to give a toast to these boys, Drake, on behalf of them. I love y'all. My prayers go out to Jake and his family. Prayers go out to D Jones and his family. Prayers go out to DeAndre and his family. And Chip, hold your head up. I'm going to drink one time for them, man. That's to my brothers, man. I love y'all, man. Getting a little emotional, but let's keep this shit going. But we gonna win some money, man, and hopefully we can have a great weekend with everything that's been going on this week. Outside of sports and just in the real world, period. But without further ado, man, let's jump into it. Let's go to the number 4 team in the country right now. Surprisingly, like we did not see this at all, man. And I know one player is kind of feeling a little shitty right now, and that's Zach Evans, who transferred from TCU to go to Ole Miss, but he's still in a good position, and we're going to cover that too. But we're talking about the TCU Horned Frogs, number 4 in the playoff bracket, taking on the Baylor Bears. This game is going down at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time at McLane Stadium in Waco, Texas. The TCU Horned Frogs are 10-0 on the year, 8-1-1 against the spread. And number guys, they've been just battling it out, having tough games, but they get all that matters is that dub at the end of the day. They'll be taking on the Baylor Bears, who are 6-4 on the year, 6-4 against the spread. Now, this line did open up in favor of TCU -2, and that line has not moved. It moved a little bit. It's now sitting at -2.5 in favor of them. The total opened up at 57, and right now that line is still at 57. So let's kind of keep this thing moving. Real quick, let's get to these actual factuals for the Horned Frogs. Like I said, 8-1-1 against the spread in the last 10 games. The over has hit 6 out of the last 9 games. They are 10-0 straight up in the last 10 games. 12-13 against the spread in the last 15 games against Baylor. 6-1 straight up in the last 7 games against Baylor. 5-0 straight up in the last 5 games on the road. 5-0 against the spread in the last 5 games when playing on the Baylor. 7-0 straight up in the last 7 games against a Big 12 conference opponent. Baylor Bears, they are 13-6 in the last 19 games against the spread. They overs hit 6 out of the last 7. They are 14-5 straight up in the last 19 games. The overs also hit 5 out of the last 6 games against TCU, but they are 10-2 straight up in the last 12 games at the crib, but 0-5, like I said earlier, against the spread when playing at the crib against TCU. 1-4 against the spread, 1-4, straight up in the last 5 games when played in the week 12, but they are 8-3 against the spread in the last 11 games when they play on a Saturday. Now, injury reports right now for TCU: Quincy Brown, wide receiver, he is out indefinitely, and running back Tay McWilliams, he is questionable for this game this week. Last time we saw TCU, they beat Texas as an underdog, which was one of my plays. They won 17-10 outright, and Baylor Bears dropped. This was, man, they did not show up. Maybe they were looking ahead this game. They lost at the crib against Kansas State 31-3. With that all being said, Baylor Bears against the number 1 team in the playoff rankings right now, the TCU Horned Frogs. Marley, what's your play, my boy?
Yeah, man, Baylor has been really disappointing this season. I think we both picked them to win the Big 12, maybe. I'm not sure. No, I think you picked them.
I know you picked them, but I think I went Oklahoma.
Yeah, who did Big 12 with us? Whoever did Big 12 with us, I think we both picked Baylor. But anyway, let's focus on TCU because shit, that's who deserves our attention. So, like we already know, man, like you said earlier, number 4 ranked team in the country. They already got a spot in the Big 12 championship game locked in. So they just playing right now. I don't think TCU, we're going to get the best version of TCU every week just because they know what's at stake. They win, they're in. They lose, it's over. So I'm riding with TCU. I mean, not only just because of the sense of urgency that they're going to play with, but obviously the offense has been dealing. And Duggan has been, 25 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions all year. They're averaging 40 points a game, and the defense only giving up 25. I don't think Baylor, I don't think they looked ahead. How can you look ahead against the number 19 ranked team at the time because you're house to play? Who are you looking ahead? I mean, I know TCU is ranked 4, but that's no look at. To me, that's not a look ahead game. Like, you should be focused on Kansas State. And with that focus, you still only put up 3 points. I know that's unlikely to see that against this week, but we saw TCU's defense hold UT offense and Robinson to 17 points that game. I don't think that was an admiration, although they haven't been playing that well all season, but they're only giving up 25 points a game. Actually, both teams are giving up 25.2 points per game. So I'm going to ride with TCU here. I think as much as Duggart has been playing, Kendre Miller, the running back, he has been shining for TCU. I think he has 5 games consecutive of 100 yards, 7 out of 8. He rushed for over 100, and I believe he has a touchdown in like 11 straight games. So not only are they throwing the ball on everybody, like he is running on everybody. So KB, y'all know about time, bro. Yeah, we know. We back though. We in this bitch. So I'm all over TCU here. I'm gonna take the money line though. You know our little rule when it's 3, 2.5, 2. We just money line it. Fuck it. I'm not trying to stress out over no 1.2 points, even though it doesn't really come down to that a lot. But just for my sanity, I'm a money line that boy. And I lean over. I don't have official play on it just yet, but it's only because I don't know what Baylor's going to do offensively. I know TCU is probably going to give me close to 30, if not in the high 20s, but can't say what Baylor's going to do as far as total goes. But I like TCU on the money line.
All right. Excuse me. I'm right there with you, man. Though I am scared, and this is a spot play.
I think it's fishy.
This is definitely a spot play, but I think from the strength and conditioning coach to the head coach, Sonny, to the DC, to the OC, to the players, they understand that, man, we hold our own destiny right now. We're at the 4 spot right now. We can't do anything but win. Okay.
All right.
3 and number 2, they got to play each other. All right. And then if everything goes right, Tennessee gonna be sliding right in if they keep it. So all they have to do is to continue winning. If they continue winning, they don't have to worry about anybody jumping them. But this does scare me. This is a spot play for Baylor. So with that being said, I'm sticking to our rule. I'm riding with TCU on the money line. Hopefully they'll come out explosive right off the back, not playing from behind because that environment can get a little up there. Baylor is a defensive-minded team. They do play tough, but man, after that 31-3 shellacking against Kansas State last week, I don't know. How are they going to feel about that? Is there some grumbles in the background in the locker room? Is there some unsatisfied coaches right now? We don't know, but TCU holds their own destiny right now, and with that, I'm going to ride TCU on the money line. So that is my official play. Hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. I am the coach. That is Marley Bets. We are Brothas N Bets, and we appreciate you boys tuning in. Shout out to everybody who's been following us from day one. Let's get into our next play, and this is by far my favorite team of the year. Bandwagon or not. I mean, people can call us a bandwagon, but we both
we
know.
was on that last year.
And our day ones know. We've been on this. We was riding with them last year.
Yeah.
And for me, I've been riding with Hyper since he was at UCL and since he was a coordinator over there. But with that being said, Tennessee Volunteers, the team right now, you know they got there's some conspiracy theorists out there that believe that Tennessee purposely lost to Georgia. And I'm here to tell you guys no. The thing about Josh Heupel's offense is when a team stops him, he kind of doesn't really know how to make adjustments. And, you know, with that style of offense, all you got to do is just shut down the run and play press and stop that one read stuff, and it's kind of a wrap. He doesn't really know how to, you know, come from behind when they're not getting any kind of steam. But with that being said, the number 5 team in the playoff rankings right now, the Tennessee Volunteers, taking on South Carolina Gamecocks. The Volunteers are 9-1 on the year, 8-2 against the spread. While the Gamecocks of South Carolina, they're 6-4 on the year, 5-5 against the spread. This line did open up in favor of Tennessee, -21. There were some 20s earlier this week, but right now that line's sitting at 22. And the total opened up at 67, and right now that line's sitting at a 66 on the game. Let's get to these actual factions right now for these explosive Tennessee Volunteers who have definitely got the nation caught the nation by surprise. Tennessee's 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 games. They overset 12 out of the last 16. They are 9-1 straight up in the last 10 games, 6-3 straight up in the last 9 games against South Carolina. They are also 4-2 against the spread in the last 6 games when playing on the road. 9-2-1, ladies and gentlemen, against the spread in the last 12 games when playing on the road against South Carolina. They are 6-1 straight up in the last 7 games against an opponent from the Southeast Conference, and they're also 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games whenever they're playing against the SEC East Division opponent. Now, actual factuals for the Gamecocks right now. They're 5-2 straight up in the last 7 games, 8-3 against the straight up in the last 11 games when playing at the crib, 2-9-1 against the spread in the last 12 games. Like I said before, when playing at the crib against Tennessee, 6-14 against the spread in the last 20 games when playing against an opponent in the Southeast Division, in the SEC, and 3-10 straight up in the last 13 games when playing in the month of November. So with that being said, injury reports. I am sorry. Injury reports right now for Tennessee. Kamal Haddon, defensive back, he's questionable for this game. And for South Carolina right now, running back Christian Bill Smith, he is out for this game. And running back Marshawn Lloyd, he's out as well. And they do have a couple of receivers and linebackers out. They got a linebacker that's out for the season named Jordan Strawn. That's my son's name. Wow, that's funny.
That's crazy.
But that's actually the third Jordan Strawn. There's a Jordan Strawn right now that played for Memphis, and there's one in the league right now that plays for the Colts. But anywho, Tennessee versus South Carolina. Marley, what's your play? What up, Cab? What it do, Dabby Cabby?
Cabby, what's up, my brother? My bad, y'all. This y'all see me looking at my phone. Coaches is talking. It's starting to rain. We trying to figure out practice. Super Bowl.
See. But before you go there, you called it. You said you said it yesterday. We should have practiced today. But go ahead. My bad.
Today. Yep. It's cool though. Today's just special teams to walk through. So I really don't even want to practice because I feel like, on the side note, real quick, I feel like it's nothing left to prepare for. Like it's just time. We've been through a whole season. We've been through the playoffs. I can't teach them no more. Like just line up and do the assignment. It's that simple.
Right.
Anyway, talk about this shit though. Too many points for me. I'm gonna be real quick because I know we got a lot of shit to get through. Be real quick, man. Too many points for me as far as the side goes. I'm off the side, 22 points. Not saying that Tennessee can't cover this line because the offense is South Carolina is not going to stop them from putting up points. They're giving up 26 points a game, but Tennessee's scoring 47. I figure they'll get to the high 30s, low 40s, regardless. Even though this game is in South Carolina, I like the over here 66, simply because, that's a nice look.
That's what they pulling out this weekend. Ooh.
That's the unis. That helmet is live.
Ooh. My bad. Keep going.
Yeah. I like the over here though, 66. And for the same reasons like I said, they're averaging damn near 50 points a game. You just need South Carolina to give you like 2 touchdowns, and I think we'll be good. Like I said, I'm pretty sure they're gonna get close to 40, if not over 40. You might need South Carolina to give you 20, but they're averaging 28 points a game, almost 30 points a game themselves. Spencer Rattler, even though he's a turnover machine, but he still can move around and do things with his feet and make some good throws. But obviously, we leaning on Hendon Hooker in the offense, 24 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, almost 3,000 passing yards for the season. So we're going to lean on that offense. A team total might be something to look at over. I don't know what that line is right now. That'll be something I'll look at. But I'm on the over 66 for the full game.
For the over, Marley likes the over for the full game. Man, I'm going with the twofer. I am going for the twofer. And what's the twofer? I don't need to. Do I need to go through everything? Do I need to score? Spencer Rattler, he's they're down running backs, they're down a couple of receivers, they're down linebackers. They can't really. They're just not there yet. South Carolina as a whole is not there yet. I'm going to ride with – I've been riding, and I'm going to continue to ride. I'm riding with Tennessee first half. First half should be about, maybe 14? I can look it up real quick.
12. 14.
If you can, look that up for me real quick. But I'm also riding first half spread, and I'm also going to ride with this 22. Right now, my brother is in Vegas, and I told him, hey, man, the show play on Saturday, and there's a lock. It's Tennessee minus 22. They might win it by 30. They might win that thing by 35. I mean, that's just how I feel. And I mean, dude, they hold everything that's in their hand right now. And I'm just not sold on the Spencer Rattler team. Spencer Rattler.
Oh, they're not going to lose the game for sure.
But they're going to cover it, though. They're going to cover it. They got to keep impressing. They got to keep putting up them numbers, man, so they can. So because, I mean, they know for a fact right now that, hey, with Michigan and Ohio State playing, they're in. Yeah, they don't even have to compete in the SEC championship. They're in, but they got to continue to be putting up those numbers. But do you have the first half on that?
I'm scrolling through it now. I haven't came across Tennessee yet. Oh, there you go, 13.
Oh, give me that, dog. Give me that 13. So my official play for this game, I'm riding with Tennessee on the 13 for the first half. The first halves have been doing me pretty good lately, and I'm riding with the full game as well. The full game spread minus 22. So those are my official plays. Hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. I'm the coach. That's Marley Bets. We are Brothas N Bets, and we're back. And if you've been following us on our Twitter, Marley 6-0 in NFL. I'm 5-1 in NFL. Last week, college football, I went 4-1 in college football last week. So, I mean, like I said, man, if you don't see the show, you got to be locked in on everything else that we do. That we do have all of our social media outlets, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, because we do post it. And we did post some winners out there. So, but with that being said, let's stay in SEC country.
Big boy football.
And we're going to host Arkansas hosting Ole Miss Rebels right now. Ole Miss 8-2 on the year, 4-5-1 against the spread, taking on the Arizona Razorbacks, who are 5-5 on the year. Big letdown, 5-5 against the spread as on. Big letdown for the year so far for this year. Probably the most letdown team we've had. The line opened up in favor of Ole Miss -2. That line has been going up and down. There are some 1.5s out there. So if you're in the favor of Ole Miss, definitely go check out some of these other books. They do have it at there are some 1.5s out there. Excuse me. As far as the total, it opened up at 58, and right now that thing's sitting at 65. So somebody opened it up. They definitely had those numbers in wrong for that game. Let's get to the actual factuals real quick for this game. Okay, I went way too far for my notes. Ole Miss, the overseas 4 out of the last 5 games. They are 12-3 straight up in the last 15 games, but 1-8 against the spread in the last 9 games against Arkansas. What up, Jew? They are 1-8 against the spread in the last 9 games, 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games on the road. 1-9 against the spread in the last 10 games when playing on the road against Arkansas. 7-2 straight up in the last 9 games against the SEC conference opponent. And the unders also hit 6 out of the last 6 games whenever Ole Miss plays in the month of September. But if you're one of these guys with these statistics, they are 0-4-1 against the spread in the last 12 games when playing. In the last 5 games when playing in week 12. Arkansas. The overs hit 7 out of the last 10 games. They are 2-5 straight up in the last 7 games. The overs also hit 9 out of the last 13 games when Arkansas is at the crib. 9-1 against the spread in the last 10 games when playing at the crib against Ole Miss. 1-4 straight up in the last 5 games when playing against the SEC conference opponent. 1-5 straight up in the last 6 games when playing against a SEC West Division opponent. And they are 13-5 against the spread in the last 18 games in week 12. Injury reports right now, we were actually talking about this young fella. Zach Evans is questionable for this game. He was injured last game with concussion, so he is in concussion protocol. As far as Ole Miss right now, KJ Jefferson, he is probable for this week. Offensive lineman Dalton Wagner, he's probable as well. Of course, Dominique Johnson, they lost him for the season, and Jalen Catalon, he is out for the season as well. Last time we seen Ole Miss, they lost 30-24 in a very tough game against Alabama, and we saw Arkansas lose 13-10 against Ole Miss in a very, very close game. In fact, they went up it was back a little back and forth, but they ended up losing that game against LSU. Shout out to LSU, man. It's crazy. They lost their quarterback, but at the beginning of the year, they brought in Daniels from Arizona State, and they're right there in that hunt too in the playoff run. But with that being said, Ole Miss, Arkansas, Marley, these are actually both one of your favorite teams that we were riding with last year for sure. What's your play on this one?
Yeah, man. I'm on the Rebels, man. I'm on Ole Miss and the Rebels. Like you said earlier, man, KJ Jefferson or KJ, whatever, however they, it's KJ Jefferson. My bad. KJ Jefferson, just disappointing season. I had higher expectation for the Razorbacks this year. The defense has just been letting them down. 28 points a game. KJ and the offense is damn near averaging 30 points a game. But they in that gauntlet, man. The SEC is it's week in and week out. It's hard. You know what I'm saying? You got LSU, Mississippi State, shit. Auburn's on a down year, but Alabama, fucking Tennessee, it's hard, dog. So I get it, but I'm on the Rebels here, man. 36 points a game, defense only allowing 22. They put up a damn good fight against Alabama. I'm not gonna say probably should have won that game, but had their chances. We'll say that. But I like the Rebels here. I like Dart. I can't think of his fucking first name right now. I got a lot of shit. Hold on.
But we know what you're talking about. The QB.
Jackson. There we go. Jackson Dart. 15 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. I just think that they're the better team right now. And they're probably the more talented team as well. Although I like KJ Jefferson as the better quarterback in this game, probably. Overall, I like his size, his approach to the game. He's big, he can run. I always take quarterback that can run and give me a first down on third downs. But I just think that some of the players for for Arkansas, I think they checked out. Like you can't tell me that they predicted themselves to go 5-5 and then 2-4 in the conference. That's a major letdown. So I think some of the guys have checked out. I think if you jump on top of them early, they'll probably give up, which I think this high power offense for Ole Miss can do. So I'm all over. I mean, you look at Ole Miss, they only lost to LSU, which we talked about a while ago. They're in position to get to the SEC championship, and Alabama. Other than that, they've been taking care of business and running it up on everybody. So I like Ole Miss here on the money line.
And it starts. And every time I complain, I need to call them about my goddamn internet. I never do. I never do. Anywho, so Marley, your official play, Ole Miss on the money line?
Yes, sir.
All right, and I'm right there with you, man. I don't need to say more. You said everything. And before I cut out again, I'm just on Ole Miss. I think though this line is very, very janky, but Arkansas has quarterback issues right now. If Hornsby's in the game, he's a speedster. Shout out to Hornsby. He's from Mo City, out back of the woods. But KJ Jefferson coming back off of injuries. He's been out for a second. I still feel confident that this Ole Miss team, especially with the running attack that they have, and if Zach Evans comes back to join the young boy, number 4 back there, I mean, I think they will be able to run all over. I mean, Arkansas has proven that they have not been able to stop anybody. I mean, though they played a great defensive game against LSU last week, but besides that, I mean, shit, man, they just haven't been playing. They're definitely one of the biggest letdown teams of the year. And I think, with them just allowing, almost 300 yards rushing a game, and with Ole Miss averaging almost 260 rushing yards with the game with that two-headed monster, but definitely leaning on the freshman. Excuse me, but the young boy
Jackson Dart.
No. What's the boy name? He is a freshman. Kushan Judkins. Number 4, man. Leaning on him, man. I mean, he nasty, dog. He's nasty. I'm on Ole Miss on the money line right here as well. And Lane Kiffin, I think he's going to come out angry, but this line is janky, but I feel confident enough Ole Miss will be able to win the game at least with a definitely struggling and a turmoil Arkansas team that's let down their whole fan base and pretty much college football fans all around the country because they were looking pretty good last year. We thought they were just going to be going up. Hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. I am the coach. That's Marley Bets. And before we get on to our quick NFL actions, We are traveling to the West Coast, and we got a big rivalry game going down in in Southern California, Battle of LA, between the USC Trojans sitting at 9-1, 6-4 against the spread, taking on the UCLA Bruins, who are 8-2 on the year, 6-4 against the spread, who definitely were looking ahead last week, and they ended up losing the game against Arizona, which what's that cat name? Dela Cruz, or Delalar, I forgot the name, but he was at Washington State. He transferred down to Arizona, but they ended up dropping that game that they should have won. But they're still led by a very explosive and dangerous quarterback, probably the most explosive cat this season in college football, DTR at the quarterback position. This line opened up in favor of USC -2.5. Right now, that line is at 2. There are some 1.5s out there. There are even some 2.5s out there. So however you're feeling, be sure to keep your options open. There are some books out there. Now, the total opened up at 73.5. Right now, that line's sitting at 76.5. There are some 77s out there as well. Get to these actual factuals for the USC Fighting Trojans. The overs hit 5 out of the last 6 games. They are 9-1 against straight up in the last 10 games. 5-2 straight up in the last 7 games against UCLA. 2-5 against the spread in the last 7 games on the road. The unders hit 6 out of the last 9 games when playing on the road against UCLA. 7-1 straight up in the last 8 games against a Pac-12 conference opponent. And they are 8-3 straight up in the last 11 games when playing in the month of November. That doesn't really matter because they got a whole new team, whole new coaching staff. So that stat, you can throw that out of there. UCLA 5-2 against the spread in the last 7 games. The overs hit 6 out of the last 8 games. They are 11-2 straight up in the last 13 games. The overs also hit 4 out of the last 5 games against USC. 8-1 straight up in the last 9 games at the crib. The unders also hit 6 out of the last 9 games when playing at the crib against USC. 8-2 against the spread in the last 10 games against a Pac-12 conference opponent. 7-1 against the spread in the last 8 games in the month of November, and 10-5 straight up in the last 15 games playing in the week 12, if you like that statistic. Injury reports right now. As we all know, we saw, well, I don't know if everybody saw, I was watching the game. Travis Dye, he is out for the season with a lower body injury. There's just a slew of injuries right now for USC. Linebacker Eric Gentry, he is probable for this game. Wide receiver Mario Williams, he's probable for this game as well. Defensive back Damani Jackson, he's questionable for this game. But they've been dealing with a lot of injuries, like Jason Rodriguez, the guard, he's out for the whole season. I mean, they got a lot of injuries right now. While UCLA, Kager Jones, running back, he's questionable for this game for undisclosed reasons. And Casimir Allen, running back, he's out. He's questionable, for this game as well. Last time we seen USC last week, they won 55-17 against Colorado. And like I said earlier, dropped 34-28, probably was looking ahead to this big rivalry game this week to Arizona, 34-28, like I said. So with that being said, Battle LA, USC, UCLA, Marley, what's your play, my boy?
This is from the West Coast perspective, this is a big game, like for these two
big
schools.
Big game.
This is UTOU, Red River Shootout. You know what I'm saying? They play in each other's backyard.
You know, Bedlam's this weekend too, but we're not covering Bedlam. But Bedlam is this weekend, but we're not covering that. But go ahead.
Right. I am, and you know, USC dominates this goddamn rivalry, obviously. But not today. Not Saturday.
Not today?
I'm taking the UCLA Bruins on the money line. And I agree with you.
Money line, you please.
Money line me, please. And I agree with you. They was looking ahead last week for this game, and they fucking slipped up and lost to Arizona. You can't slip up this week, then. You've been preparing for 2 weeks for this team to come in your backyard at your crib. I'm taking UCLA. I think the defense is gonna step up just for this game. I'm not saying the defense has been playing lights out and they have a good defense, but they're only giving up 26 points a game. And outside of the Oregon loss, You know what I'm saying? They've been, like you said, the most surprising team in the Pac-12, and although that Oregon, that Arizona loss really hurt them, you would think it would be a letdown for the season. But you got your rivals coming in, so there's no way it can be a letdown. Like I said, this is the game you've been preparing for the last 2 weeks. DTR, most explosive quarterback, probably in the game right now. She'll be a first round draft pick, I think. I don't know. Late first round, maybe second round. I don't know. But and the running back, is it Charbonnet? I think that's his name. Zach Charbonnet.
Yeah.
7.5 yards a carry, over 1,100 yards rushing, 13 touchdowns. It's not like it's all on DTR. The offense is going to produce. I think they're averaging like 40 points per game, 39.5. I want to lean over, but that shit is just too high at 76.5. But I'm on the Bruins, man. I think they're going to take this one at the crib. Big game. Been preparing for 2 weeks. Give me the dog at the crib.
All right, Marley likes it out. Well, we going head to head this week because I'm on USC. And the fact that it don't even matter. They don't have to get on the road. They just got to cross the street.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They just crossing the street. I'm on USC. Money line me, please, because I think Lincoln Riley, he's going to come out with it. I think all those transfers are going to come out with it. Now, I am a little concerned with them losing Travis Dye, but they got a nice little running back, freshman boy back there who they saying
transfers don't care about this game, coach.
No, he cares.
He
cares. Well, this one ain't a transfer. He's a LA boy. Okay, I'm talking about Raheem Brown, who went to Mater Dei. He's a LA boy. He grew up Reggie Bush. He went to USC once he found out Lincoln Riley was going there because he was going to Oklahoma. He came out. They gave him touches in the backfield. They threw him some passes out the backfield, and he feeling it, and they feeling it. And I think USC gonna come out on fire this game. I gotta ride with USC. This is gonna be a live little game, man. Hey, it's going down this weekend. It's Thanksgiving break. I ain't gotta work.
I really want that first half. I ain't gonna lie.
You really want the first half? I mean, DTR is that guy, Chip Kelly. I like Chip Kelly, but I just think USC gonna come out with it. Now, Caleb Williams, you can't be tripping out there, my boy. You can't do dumb stuff. You be tripping. Not against these boys. You can't do that. All right. I need Addison to show up. I just think USC is going to win this game. They might win it by field goal. That's why this line is down where it is. They might win by a touchdown, or I'll say not 2 touchdowns, but maybe 10 points at the most. But they're going to win this game. They should cover this. But, hey, man, it's 2. Why not just take the money line and call it a day and not stress? We just need a victory. I'm on USC. Money line me, goddammit, for this one. Hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. I am the coach. That's Marley Bets. We are Brothas N Bets, and we're going to get to our last college football
38-41.
Swing. Say it again.
38-41 Bruins.
Ooh, we're going to see. That does sound like a West Coast type game, so we're going to see. But our last game, this is a big one too. Utah versus Oregon. I mean, 2 good Pac-12 late night games. This is the latest night. This is 10:30 Eastern Standard Time in Oregon. We're talking about 8-2 on the year, 6-4 against the spread, going against the Oregon Ducks. 8-2 in the year, 7-3 against the spread, and they possibly were looking ahead as well as they dropped to Washington last week. The line did open up in favor of Oregon -3. Right now, that line has flipped, and now it is in favor of Utah -2. There are a lot of 2.5s out there on the board as well. The total opened up at 62. Right now, that line's at 60. Let's get to these actual factuals right now for Mr. Bo Nix, who everybody like, oh, he's Heisman, his grade. But you already know what I said. Did he get better, or is he playing against less non-stiffer competition. Utah, actual factuals, 8-4 on the year in the last 12 games against the spread. They're 8-1 straight up in the last 9 games, 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games on the road, 1-5 straight up in the last 6 games when playing on the road against Oregon, 12-1 straight up in the last 13 games against a Pac-12 conference opponent. The total has gone under 4 out of the last 5 games against an opponent in the North Division. Oregon Ducks, 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 games, over 6 out of the last 9. They are 8-1 straight up in the last 9 games. The overs also hit 7 out of the last 10 games against Utah. 19-1 straight up in the last 20 games at the crib. 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games when playing at the crib against Utah. 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games when playing against a Pac-12 conference opponent. And the unders hit 4 out of the last 5 games whenever they're playing against a Pac-12 South Division opponent. Injury reports right now for Utah. They got 2 cats who've been out for the most of the year, tight end and defensive end. But Oregon, they got some injuries, my boy. Wide receiver Chase Cota, he's questionable for this game, undisclosed. Bo Nix, he's having knee issues right now. He's questionable also. Byron Cardwell, he's questionable at the running back position with a lower body injury. And defensive back Jahiel Florence, he is questionable as well. Last time we seen Utah, they won 42-7 against Stanford. And as I talked about Oregon earlier, Oregon lost 37-34 against a Phoenix Washington football team. So with that being said, I don't have a play for this one. I just have a small lean. I'll go ahead and tell y'all my lean. If I were to bet on this, which I'm probably going to bet on this, I will lean towards Utah. But Marley, what is your play?
I like the Ducks at the crib with Mr. Bo Nix. And I know, because I've talked shit.
Wow.
I'll talk shit about Bo Nix. I'll talk shit about Bo Nix.
On that one. I'm truly shocked. Go ahead. You can talk shit about Nick for 5 years.
Yeah. I'll talk shit about Bo Nix all the time, dog. So I know it's good.
5 years.
But I got to give credit. Hey, I got to give credit where credit is due. Like you said, I'm sure part of it is you go from the SEC to the Pac-12. It's definitely, especially at the bottom, outside of the top, it's definitely, no, even at the top, let me not give them too much credit. Even at the top, it's lesser competition, right? Okay. But, I mean, he's still playing against that same lesser competition this weekend. So, and up until that point, he's 24 touchdowns, only 5, the surprising thing, only 5 interceptions.
And most of those came last week.
And his QBR is 89.1, which is good for third. Not third in the conference. He's third in the country.
This is funny, dog.
It's crazy. He's third in the country in QBR. He's 14th in touchdowns. He's tied for 34th in interceptions and 17th in yardage, which he's thrown for 2,000 yards, 775 yards. The offense is rolling, dog. Like, what can I say? So they're averaging 42 points a game, giving up 27.4 points a game. Big game. I don't know when the last time we saw Oregon in a position like this, probably since the Chip Kelly years. I mean, when they played Georgia at the beginning of the year, we already knew what that was going to be like, a blowout. So, like, this is, like you said, big game, Pac-12 after dark, the only game that's going to be on, even though it's going to be late. All eyes are on Oregon. I bet they're going to come out with some nice-ass unis tonight, something probably, not tonight, Saturday night.
Oh, they do.
As much as I like it.
They do got some unis.
As much as this Utah team and picked them to win the Pac-12 this year, I think they go down. And the thing that I don't like about, I just think Oregon obviously has the better talent, and I think they're the more physical team. And I think outside, since that Georgia loss, I mean, it's not too much we can point to. I do agree with you that, We had a letdown against Washington. But Washington's a team with Penix over there at quarterback. So I don't know if that was necessarily a letdown or a look ahead, but they just lost to a good team that was coming in to beat their ass. It was what can I say about that? But I think then you get them coming off a loss, pissed off. The Pac-12 is still up for grabs. They need this win. They can't get into the playoffs, but they're still. And I meant to say this about Ole Miss too. They're still fighting for a New Year's Eve. What do they call it? Holiday, the New Year's Six bowls, whatever those other bowl games is outside of the playoffs. The four major bowls or however many of it is. New Year's Six, I think is what they call it. New Year's Six. So they're still fighting for one of those bowl games, and I just like Oregon at the crib. I definitely like over this total though. So put me on the Oregon money line and put me on the over 60.
All right. Marley likes Oregon money line and the
Mr. Bo Nix.
He's riding with Bo Nix. I'm really just like shocked. I'm like, wow. I don't have nothing to say. I definitely don't have anything to follow. I'm just like, wow. I'm legit wow. Like when he said it, and I said, wow, that was probably the realest wow and shock that I've ever done on this show. Because I didn't see that one come. But hey, man, more power to you, man. I'm gonna be watching. Like I said, I like Utah, but Bo Nix has been looking good. Shout out to him for resurging his career because he came into Auburn with a lot of potential. So, but like I said, if I were to make a lean, I would lean towards for that one. But let's get it real quick because I know Marley has to get ready to go. We got about 15 minutes to cover these NFL plays, and we're only covering 5, so that should kind of go by quick. But with that being said, just to review our college football plays, Marley likes TCU on the money line. He likes the Tennessee-South Carolina game going over 66. He also likes Ole Miss money line. We will be going head-to-head in the UCLA and LSU, UCLA and USC game. He likes UCLA money line. He likes, surprisingly, Oregon on the money line and the over 60. As for myself, I like TCU on the money line. I like Tennessee first half minus the 13 and minus 22 for the full game. I also like Ole Miss on the money line as well, and I like USC on the money line. Definitely a weekend to where we can make some money, man. I got 3 straight up money line plays. I'm only dealing with 2 picks on the spread and hoping that we don't get any bullshit holding calls or nothing like that, man. Oh, shout out to them Houston Astros, man. Our last show. Yeah, we ain't done no show to the Houston Astros. Yeah. Called that. Game 6. Yeah, we took that. Yeah, we did that.
I told you.
Let's get ready to jump over real quick while in college basketball. Man, college basketball is going down. I'll probably give a couple of my plays. I took I'm in a shootout. I need Indiana to win. I took Indiana on the money line, and then I'm taking Baylor for the first half and for the full game against UVA in the neutral site game. But real quick, we got about 15 minutes before Marley has to head out. So we're gonna cover the NFL real quick. And let's get this thing popping. Boop, boop. Change our ticket real quick. And we're going to jump right in. Like I said, Marley went 6-0 in the last 2 weeks. I went 5-1 in the last 2 weeks at NFL. And we're going to start off with the Lions taking on the surprisingly Giants. Lions are 3-6 on the year, 5-4 against the spread, while the Giants are 7-2 on the year, 7-2 against the spread as well. This line opened up in favor of the Giants, -4. That line right now is sitting at 3, and this line the total opened up at 45, and there hasn't been any movement on that right now. Get to these injury reports real quick because we're gonna blow right through this. I'm not going to really read any actual factors. You all can look that stuff up because this is the NFL and they're on every corner. Injury reports right now, god damn, it's a lot of names on these Detroit Lions. Josh Reynolds, wide receiver, he is questionable for this game. Deshaun Elliott, he left last game, so he's questionable at the safety position for the Lions. Tackle Matt Nelson, he's questionable for this game. And Josh Pascal, defensive end, he is out for this game. Cornerback Chase Lucas, he's questionable for this game. And Malcolm Rodriguez, linebacker, he's questionable for this game as well for the Lions. New York Giants, New York Football Giants. Dexter Lawrence II, he's questionable for this game. They've been dealing with a lot of injuries as well. Wan'Dale Robinson, wide receiver, he's questionable for this game. Dane Belton, he's questionable also for this game. And we already know Kenny Golladay, he's questionable for this game also. Sterling Shepard, he got knocked out in the last couple of games. He's out for the season also. Last time we seen the Lions, they did win 31-30 as a 3-point underdog against the Bears. And last time we seen the Giants, they won 24-6, covering the spread against the Houston Texans. Marley, Giants, Lions. What's your play for this one, my boy?
I hate parents sometimes, dog.
Yep. Yep. You know me. What's my saying? I don't.
The parents like, should we let the kids wear these for the Super? No.
Absolutely.
We're not walking out with none of that shit. I told them, no, man, y'all want to give them that
was
shit.
Let me guess. Let me guess. That was a young dad that said that.
No, it's a mom.
Okay. She must be big. She probably a big girl.
Trying to get the kids to wear before the Super Bowl. I'm like, no, I gotta go back and look and see which one. I'm like, my kids.
That's
focused.
A distraction.
Trying to put on mask and no, fuck that shit, bro. It's a business. This is a business game.
Stop watching Instagram.
Tripping. Anyway, back on this game.
That's how she did. She watched Instagram.
I'm on a G-man here, dog. The Lions defense is fucking terrible. Offense isn't bad, honestly. Probably should have won a couple more games than they have, but they're giving up like fucking almost 30 points a game defensively, and that's just it's too much. It's too much, especially against a giant team with the run. I mean, it's not like that. We don't expect Daniel Jones to like throw the ball all over the place, right? But we do expect Saquon Barkley to run that shit down their fucking throats, and they're giving up 160 yards rushing per game. Saquon is going to run all over them. And I think the defense is good enough to hold the Lions down. Like you mentioned, a whole bunch of injuries for the Lions here. I'm all over the Giants. I rode with the Giants last week against the Texans with the -5. I mean, I called it at 4. I think it might have got to 5, but I like the Giants -3 here. Giants, Saquon in the game. Tell me you didn't freeze right now. Did you freeze? Thank you, froze. Are you coming back? All right. I think Coach froze. Hopefully we get him back quick. But yeah, I'm all over the Giants here. Let me get to set my shit up for taking over. Get to the notes. Hold on real quick. I kind of like the total to go over just because their defense is so bad. And the Lions offense actually can score. At least, they're averaging 24 points a game. So it's not too bad. But the Giants only giving up 19. Probably stay away from the total, honestly. But I do like Giants won 4 out of the 5, including wins but against the Ravens. Coach, I think I got you back. Sound like it.
Fucking Razor, man. I got a little refresh. He did it for you. He's just doing his normal break. He's fucking Razor. Razor, who you like this week? Ready to take your money, man. Tell me who the fuck you like this week, man.
His Packers already lost. Oh, no, my bad. That was last week. Yeah. Sorry. Oh, no, that was yesterday.
They lost. They lost yesterday. So you're a Packer fan. I would have took them. I would have took the Titans. I did take the Titans, matter of fact, on the money line last night.
I did take it.
Hey, man, I like the Giants. I like the Giants for this game, man. Minus the 3 Z's. This Lions, I like this Lions defense is terrible, but their offense is they can be great at times. But they're going over in the cold. They're not going to be in the indoors. So
Nice.
before my internet, he okay. He's one of those guys.
That's smart. Figure out with the niggas all the time. Shit. I'm a Texas fan. I mean, I don't ride with them niggas, so I better get their ass too. Matter of fact, Texas on the road is automatic fade.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I'm on the Giants. So let's keep this thing moving and let's go to the next game. And we're gonna stay over there in the East Coast, and we're gonna go to New England. We're gonna go take a stop over to Foxborough, Massachusetts, and we're gonna holler at the New York Jets taking on the New England Patriots. The Jets 6-3 on the year, 6-3 against the spread, going against the New England Patriots 5-4 on the year, 5-3-1 against the spread. This game is a 1:00 Eastern Standard Time game. The total opened up at 39.5. Right now, that line's at 38, and the line, opened up in favor of the Patriots minus 5.5. Right now, that line's sitting at -3. There are some 3.5s out there as well. Give you a quick couple of actual factuals for this one and get to my notes. The Jets 5-1 straight up in that 6 games, but 1-5 against the spread in that 6 games when playing against New England. 0-10 straight up in that 10 games against New England. 0-11 straight up in the last 11 games when playing on the road against New England. They are 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games when playing against an AFC conference opponent. New England Patriots 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 games. The unders also hit 9 out of the last 13 games whenever they play against the Jets. 11-0 straight up in the last 11 games, like I said before, against the Jets. The unders hit 4 out of the last 6 games when they're playing against an AFC conference opponent. But 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games against an opponent in their own division. And 6-0 against the spread in the last 6 games in the month of November. And your boy, the old ball coach, he is 6-1 straight up in the last 7 games in week 11. Injury reports right now. Sheldon Rankins, defensive tackle, he is out for this game. Dwayne Brown, he's questionable for this game. Also, Corey Davis, wide receiver, he's out for this game. Guard Nate Hermbig, he is questionable for this game as well. And we already know Breece Hall, he's done for the whole year. But one cat who's kind of did his thing, and I actually picked him up on my fantasy, the rookie receiver, Garrett Wilson, he showed up last time he played against New England. But let's keep this going. We got for New England injury reports right now. Devontae Parker, he's questionable for this game. Center David Andrews, he's questionable for this game. Running back Damon Harris, he's probable for this game. Jake Bailey, punter, he's doubtful for this game. And defensive tackle Christian Barmore, he's doubtful for this game as well. Last time we saw the Jets, they did beat Buffalo 20-17. Excuse me. Garrett went in against Buffalo also. But we did they beat Buffalo 20-17, while the Patriots are they won 26-3 against Indianapolis Colts. So with that being said, Marley, what's your play?
Yeah, I got the Pats, man, -3.5. They can't beat the Jets. The Jets can't beat the Patriots. You went through all the numbers: 11-0 this, 0-11 that, 0-12 this, 0-13 that. They had their chance at home like 2-3 weeks ago when that was their best chance. And the problem is Zach Wilson. He's terrible. Let's just be honest. Zach Wilson is holding this team back right now. And until he get his shit together, they're going to continue to lose. The defense is amazing. 19.6 points a game. Sauce in the other corner are like one of the 2 best tandem cornerbacks in the league right now. And he's doing his damn thing. But the offense is terrible. And, until it's primarily Zach Wilson until he decides he's going to stop turning over the ball. And we already know what Belichick does to young quarterbacks that are not good. It makes you pay. So I'm on the Pats here, -3. I got to see the Jets beat the Pats before I take them. So, yeah, Pats. I got to get out of here. We got to hear it. I got like 5 minutes.
Yeah. We're gonna run through this real quick. I'm just going to read the records, and then we're going to keep it going, read the records, and when the lines open up, and then we're going to go to our plays. Everybody the NFL, you can do your research as far as the injuries, and our actual factuals are also out there as well. But the Dallas Cowboys 6-3 on the year, 6-3 against the spread, taking on the Minnesota Vikings, who got a oh no, I didn't. I'm sorry. My official play for the Patriots Patriots and Jets game. I'm getting out. I'm taking the Patriots money line. So that is my official play. All right, back to these Dallas Cowboys. 4:25 Eastern Standard Time game going. Say what?
Money line for a game.
What'd you say?
Half? You said first half money line.
First half money line. Get in and get out. Anywho, Minnesota Vikings 4:25 Eastern Standard Time game. This game is going on at U.S. Bank. Dallas Cowboys 6-3 in the year, 6-3 against the spread, going against the Minnesota Vikings 8-1 on the year, 4-1 against the spread. This line actually opened up in favor of the Cowboys -1.5. Right now, you can catch that line at -1, and the total opened up at 47. Right now, that line's at 48. So, with that being said, Cowboys, they lost to the Packers in a overtime thriller. Minnesota Vikings, they won an overtime thriller against the Buffalo Bills. What's your play on this one, Marley?
I'm gonna go with the Vikings here on the money line. Cowboys cannot stop the run. If the Vikings stick to the script, they should win. If they start throwing the ball all over the place, they're gonna lose.
Okay. All right. I'm right there with you. I like the Vikings. I just think they're feeling their mojo right now. Kirk Cousins is feeling his mojo. They picked up a missing piece that they needed on that explosive offense, and that was TJ Hawkinson at the tight end position. He's killing it on my fantasy. Defense is stepping up. They were a little shaky early in the year. I picked them up in my fantasy, but now they're balling out, man. And I think they're feeling themselves. I think the team is just bonding together. They're having fun after the games. I'm on the Vikings money line. Me, please, for this one, for that underdog money. Hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. I'm the coach. This is Marley Bets, and we're going rapid fire here. And we're going to the Sunday night game, 8:15 Eastern Standard Time, going down in the Azteca Stadium. The San Francisco 49ers get on the road at 5-4, 4-5 against the spread, taking on the Arizona Cardinals, who are 4-6 on the year, 5-5 against the spread. This line did open up in favor of the 49ers -1.5, and since Kyler Murray's been out, that line has gone up to -8. The total opened up at 46.5. Right now, that line's at 43.5. Last time we seen the 49ers, they're coming off a bye week. Not a bye week, excuse me. But last time we seen 49ers, they did win 22-16 against the Chargers. And when we saw Arizona, it was the battle of the backup quarterbacks. They won 27-17 with Colt McCoy leading the quarterback position against the LA defending champs Rams. Right now, as we know, for Kyler Murray, injury report, because this is very, very important. Murray is questionable for the Monday night game, so definitely want to keep in tune for that. But with that being said, I don't have a play for this one. Marley, what's your play?
Yeah, I need to know Kyler Murray's status.
Chiefs is next, my boy. Chiefs is next. That's the Monday nighter. I'm sorry. That's the Monday nighter, Juju. Hold on. We coming to it. That's the Monday nighter. That's what I put. Go ahead, Marley.
Calm down, brother.
Fucking Missouri, Kansas, motherfucker. Nah, because that's their team. He out there. That's their team, man. They up in
Chiefs
that.
Unreal.
Yeah. Shout out to
Calm
my boy
down, my brother. We got man. Not knowing the quarterback status, it's just 8 points is too much, man. I don't trust San Francisco's offense. I think they win the game, obviously, but I can't trust Jimmy G with no minus, no 8. I don't care if really, even if Kyler Murray was or was not playing. So until that line moves, I'm off of it. Or until I get
all right, I'm off that too, man. I don't have a play. I would have gonna have all the extra fashion, but we are in crunch time, so I don't have a play for that one. So we're going to get to the Monday night game, and we're gonna stay on the West Coast. We're talking about the Chiefs taking on the Chargers.
Go Chargers!
This is a very sneaky game as well. This is a Monday night game, 8:20 Eastern Standard Time at SoFi Stadium. The Kansas City Chiefs 7-2, 4-5 against the spread, taking on the Los Angeles Chargers 5-4 on the year, 6-3 against the spread. This line did open up in favor of the Chiefs, -5.5. There's not been a lot of movement on it. It's only at 5, and the total opened up at 50. Right now, that line's at 52. You all can find the actual fashions, a lot of stats, but I will say this. There is one important aspect I will say is the Chiefs are 1-4 in the last 5 games against the spread against the Chargers, but they're 14-3 straight up in the last 17 games against the Chargers, but 1-6 against the spread in the last 7 games against an AFC conference opponent. Injury reports right now. This is Juju Schuster. He is out for this game. Chris Lammons, cornerback, he's out for this game as well. Frank Clark, defensive end, is probable for this game. Also, now for the Chargers, Keenan Allen, is he going to come back this week? We don't know. He might pop up. But Dustin Hawkins, the kicker, he is doubtful for this game. And Mike Williams, he's questionable for this game. So we don't know about that either. Y'all definitely want to keep tuned in to the to Twitter about that. Kenneth Murray, shout out to that boy from Mo City, from our high school, Elkins. He is probable for this game. He's still under concussion protocol, but the Chargers have a lot of injuries. Last time we seen Kansas City, they won 27-17 against the Chargers, and last time we seen the Chargers, they lost 22-16 against the 49ers. So, with that being said, Chiefs, Chargers, Marley, what's your play?
So, when I bet the Chiefs, I'm like, I don't take the line. So, I'll let it go get down and then take them to win, if that makes any sense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, especially at the crib. They cover on the road, but at the crib, they're ATS, and you just pointed out their ATS record while ago. Just ATS. That's the problem. I think last week they pushed because the line was 10 or 10.5, and they won by 10, depending on if you caught that half or not. So the Chiefs game is hopefully Chargers come out, get a 7-0 lead, you know what I'm saying? Maybe even a 7-3 lead. Then I come back, take them boys to win the game. You're going to get a better line that way.
On the money line,
the Chargers are just too banged up. The Chargers are just too banged up to take the 5. If you Keenan Allen, his 2 top receivers are gone. The defense still plays well. I think they can play well enough to keep them in the game. But ultimately, I think the Chiefs are going to win this game. But I'm not going to take the -5. I'm going to do exactly what I said. I'm going to watch this game. I'm going to let the Chargers go up or maybe even tie it, keep it close, and I'm going to wait to give me a reasonable line on the Chiefs to win that whole money line. And that's how I'm going to look at this game. So I don't have a play on the side, but I do like the under 52. I don't think this game is going to get that high. I think the defense is Monday night games tend, normally those primetime games tend to lean under. I forgot the percentages.
Be janky.
So I like the under 52, but I'm going to watch. I don't have a play on the side. I'm going to watch it live and then take the Chiefs to win after like a Chargers touchdown. That's kind of how I attack the Chiefs.
Right. Yeah, because they're not a first half team. I would never take the Chiefs first half no more. I forgot what game it was last year. Goddamn, bro. I lost at least $5,000 betting on them, man, thinking they're going to shout out to Indiana, man. They came big against Xavier. Now they're up by 4. But they're down by 4. But anywho, if I would have make a lean, I'll take the Chargers on the first half. But I'm going to take this janky ass 5, and because the Chargers are just banged up right now, they don't really have any weapons. Eckler's that guy, but I think the Chiefs are in their groove. They got their mojo right now. Appreciate that, Wilson. Wilson's out there, so he know. Hey, Wilson, what's the latest on Juju? Is he out?
Juju out.
Yeah,
he got hurt last week.
Play? Let us know. Okay, well, these Chiefs are still feeling it right now, but man, when these primetime games against rivalries, the Chiefs do fuck up, and I'm right there with you. I would do exactly what you said. First half, the Chiefs don't play good football for the most part. Let's see if the Chiefs smart, they keep them out. I'm right there with you. I would do that, but for the sake of the show, I'm going to do the Chiefs -5. Hopefully, they take off. Kelsey does his thing. And some of the other guys open up. So, but those are our plays. Yeah, he said he's out for sure. All right, but so those are our plays, man. So let me do just a real quick recap. Marley, he likes the Giants -3, the Patriots -3.5, and the Vikings on the money line. As for myself, I like the Giants -3. I like the Patriots first half money line. I like the Bucs on the money line, and I'm gonna take the Chiefs with that janky ass 5 and watch them win by 4. I'm gonna take that 5 anyway. I'm gonna shoot the dice, and we're gonna shake them up, start my Thanksgiving break off right. And we appreciate everybody in. I'm the coach. This is Marley Bets. Once again, rest in peace to my boy Jake 10. Happy homegoing anniversary to Dre Day, my boy DeAndre George, and happy birthday to my other homie, to our other homie boy, the big homie D Jones. May all of you fellas rest in peace. We love you, man, and keep, we're gonna keep this thing moving, man, day by day. So people, be safe out there. Be sure to tell your loved ones and your friends and your parents that you love them, because you just never know when some dumb shit may pop off and your life is taken like that, man. But with that being said, we rooting for Marley. Marley, we root for you and the Cobras to win y'all Super Bowl this weekend. Weekend ended. No, y'all already that's bad luck, Marley. Don't.
No, he showed me what they look like. That's not my ring. That's what I'm playing for. What they look like. Bro, when you do this shit, like that shit, you know me, dog. I don't buy into that shit. Like that shit, I ain't never heard of it. Like, you're not supposed to look at it or something. I don't know. I asked him to send me the picture of that.
Yikes.
What?
I don't like that, dog.
Don't play with me.
Man.
Don't play with me. I do this shit. I do this shit. As a matter of fact, let me go to practice. But
hey, I will go live for a little bit at the game. I'm going to shout out to Marley that is going down Sunday. I'll be out there to watch his team win the Super Bowl. I hate that. But with that being said, Marley, you will end us on the Gambler's Prayer. We can get in and we can enjoy our Sunday. Shout out to Indiana. They on their shit right now.
All right. Congratulations to the Super Bowl champions this Sunday, freshman level Cobras. I will have my ring on next show. Yeah,
what up,
all that shit. I will have my ring on next show. That's how confident I am. That's how confident I always am, regardless. That's what I said last year when we won our bowl game.
You gotta be.
That shit. I ride with my squad. Anyway, let me say this prayer. Go and get out of here, man. May the odds forever be in y'all favor. And as always, y'all already know what it is. This is Brothas N Bets, and that is the coach. I am Marley Bets. And like yesterday, like today, and like tomorrow, y'all already know what it is, man. Let's beat Vegas. We out this month.
I bet you that was a big girl that showed that mask that wanted your little TikTok
out. Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey.